Welcome back to Firestorm Games. In this video we'll be tackling the latest Space Marine transport tailored specifically to the Primaris, which is of course the Impulsor. As per usual, I'll be showing you the construction of this model as I discuss some of the kit's design features as well as how they're reflected in the rules as well. So let's jump straight into things by talking about what the Impulsor is. Essentially it's a Primarisified Razorback in the same way that Repulsor is a Primarisified Land Raider. As a result, the new transport and its older ancestor share many similarities, both in the design and their application on the battlefield. One of the first things you notice is the sloping armour of the forward hull, complete with the rectangular viewports, as well as the side armour of the Repulsor extending slightly forward. These are all shared with the Rhino hull and the Razorback by extension. However, the Repulsor has a much chunkier and bulkier appearance, essentially mirroring how Primaris appear next to regular Space Marines. The rest of the Impulsor is quite different, however, and its biggest divergence comes in the form of the gravitic impulsion that it uses to propel itself across the battlefield, instead of the regular old tank tracks that the older Space Marine tanks opted to use. Those slope plates dominate the bottom half of the tank, albeit being smaller than the Repulsor plates. Another large divergence from the older transport is most apparent at the rear of the vehicle. Rather than the crew compartment being enclosed, the Repulsor features an open flatbed in which to house the 6 Primaris Marines that it can ferry around. This, on the surface, seems like an odd choice. Surely an armoured transport should offer some additional protection to its cargo and not just leave them exposed. But when you think about it, the design decision does make sense. Okay, so first of all, we have the nature of the crew. These aren't fragile Imperial Guard, they're heavily armoured superhumans who can probably shrug off a good degree of the damage that does manage to get past the raised sides of the vehicle. However, the Impulsor isn't just a transport tasked with ferrying troops around the battlefield. It also has a few options that give it some offensive capabilities. The first of these are the 2 side-mounted turrets that can either be fitted with Stormbolters or Fragstorm grenade launchers, a weapon system that is common across several Primaris vehicles. We also have the option to add an externally operated Iron Hail Stubber to one of the 2 cupulas, along with a final hardpoint located at the rear of the closed crew compartment. This point can be left empty or fitted with one of the 4 options. The first is an orbital comms array that can call in a one-time orbital bombardment. Alternatively, you can go for some more direct offensive power by fitting the Impulsor with either a missile array or a pair of extra Iron Hail Stubbers for some anti-air capabilities. If you're looking for something more defensive, you can instead select the Shield Dome, which gives your Impulsor a 4+ invulnerable save. Any followers of the greater good will easily recognise this bit of tech, as it bears a striking resemblance to Tau shield domes. No doubt Core has been copying someone else's work here. So how does the kit build? For the most part, the hull goes together nicely and the various weapon options can easily be magnetised to give you the best range of choices when selecting your loadout. The grav plates, however, are quite numerous, contributing quite a bit to the kit's 108 components. Having to attach each individual plate to the support structure definitely affects the speed of the build process. But let's skip ahead and take a look at the finished kit. And here we have the fully assembled Impulsor, a much needed kit for giving your Primaris forces some cheap mobility. In its simplest form, it only costs 10 more points than a Rhino, making it pretty cost effective in your force. However, as the kit has much more to it than a Rhino or Razorback, its price tag is larger as a result. But if you're looking to pick up an Impulsor for yourself, then you'll be able to save yourself 10% off that RRP by checking out Firestorm Games' webstore, which you can find a link to in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, do feel free to leave your comments and subscribe to be kept up to date with all of our future videos. And so, just want to say a big thank you for watching this video, and we hope to see you again on Firestorm Games.